Hello, 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 and welcome to Courageously Kind. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz. We're twin sisters and best friends.
Together, we share stories of especially kind humans doing especially kind things, in hopes that these conversations motivate and inspire you to be kinder to yourself and others. When we're not speaking with an incredible guest, we'll speak directly from our hearts about what it means to us to be courageously kind. This week we had the honor of chatting with a real-life kindness hero. We talked to the founder of Operation Be Kind, an amazing organization that is working to care for the people in her community. It's absolutely a wonderful organization that it's really cool that it sort of spans all these different demographics. You'll hear her explain it in the episode, but she was so wonderful. Jeanine was so wonderful, and we had such a great time chatting with her about Operation Be Kind and the incredible work that they do. If you want to support the incredible work that they do, stay tuned to the end. We will list her social media and her website at the end or in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out. Without further ado, here is the episode. Operation Be Kind is like central in California?
Yeah,
that's where you guys are located.
In California.
Awesome.
I mean, we've had like a few of my friends who moved like out of state, and they've done a couple missions out of state, but mainly most of our projects are here in California, and a couple times out of the year we'll do a mission back in Vietnam. So I mean, that's where I'm at, and we usually. Those are pretty big missions where we go out to like the remote villages, and, we provide food, necessary clothing, shoes. And, the last one I didn't go, but my friend went. She's part of our board. We built 2 water wells in remote villages that really needed the water. So,
wow.
Those are like the big special missions we do, each year. But we mainly focus around in our, community here in Orange County, and sometimes we venture out to LA, and I haven't done anything in San Diego, but mainly here in Orange County.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. You guys are like global.
Yeah. Well, we kind of, slowly, we just kind of, I guess, added more to our plate. So, and, you kind of have to go with the momentum, and when you have supporters who, want to see you do more, then, you do your best to try to, do more for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start at the beginning. How did Operation Be Kind get started? How did you get involved? Take us back.
It kind of started back in 2017. I have a really, really good friend who was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. So during that time, I've never had anyone that close, pass away from cancer. So you kind of go inward, and you kind of start, thinking, gosh, what if I, were to get, to say that I'm going to die tomorrow? What have I done in this life, to make my daughter proud, to leave a legacy behind. So I've saw something on Facebook, like a random project that we're doing in downtown Santa Ana. It was a homeless event. And so it's called the OC Burrito Project. So we came, we rolled burritos, and then we packed it in lunch bags. And then we went into the heart of the homeless encampment in downtown Santa Ana. And we were passing it out, as I was going through. I mean, they're literally tent city. So, as I was walking through there, I'm like, is this somebody's, dad, somebody's brother, someone, a loved one, this is someone's sister or brother. So I was so blown away. Like, I was so shocked at the environment they're living in. And I was, humble. They were kind, they said, thank you, thank you for coming out here, giving us food, giving us water. So, I was pretty humbled by the event. I came home that night. My daughter, I think at that time, was only 3 years old. And I said to her, honey, we just need to be kind to everyone. We don't know what they're going through. People are going through hard times all the time. We just got to be kind. Yeah. And so that very next morning, I woke up. I said, Marley, I think we're going to pack some homeless care bags. So the next time the OC Burrito Project people, they're going to go out, they're going to roll burritos, pack food, drinks. We're going to give out care bags. And in that care bag, we had, socks, we have chapstick, lotion, beanies, things that, they would need out on the street. So what I did was I posted it on my Facebook page. Okay, this is what Marley and I are going to do. We're going to pack about 50 care bags for the homeless community. And I listed everything that I needed. And I swear to you, within an hour, everything was fulfilled by friends. And I was like, wow, that was fast, So we gathered at my house in our backyard, and, I took these Ziploc bags and I started packing, we had all the kids come and their parents. And then I started, the session with writing kind notes. So I'm like, let's put some, nice words of, love, compassion for these, our friends who are living on the street. So we started writing kind notes. And then after that, we started packing the bags. And then, we ended up delivering it, I think like the following week to the OC Burrito Project. And we went and we passed out the care bags. We had, kids with us. And I think for me, it was important for them to see the living conditions. These kids, they're 5 years old, they're 6-year-olds, there's, 10 and 12-year-old that came and helped me. And they saw what their kindness, meant to these, homeless community. And so after that month, I did it again. The next month, I said, okay, my goal is to make 100 care bags for the homeless community. And I did it again. I posted on my social media, and within an hour, everything was fulfilled. And we did actually more than 100 bags. People donated a lot of, because I think as a parent, you want to teach your kids about kindness, about serving the community. And I think a lot of my friends who have kids, they relate to, what I was trying to do. And so we ended up packing like over 100 bags and writing, 100 kind notes that month. And then we pass it out again. And then I was thinking to my head, I have all these kids are coming each month to help me do this. I'm going to pick different, missions, different causes each month so that I can teach them. There are other needs in the community. Yeah. So I had a friend who worked at the Arthritis Foundation, and they work with a lot of low-income families who are suffering through arthritis. And so they host these camps every summer. She asked me, can you do camp bags for these kids? I said, sure, they'll be great. So these kids will know, hey, there are other kids, your age who are suffering medical issues, and they don't have money, they don't have money to get all these camp stuff. So we ended up, doing camp bags for children with arthritis. And then my friend who was going through chemo at that time, he was, he's going through rough treatment. And so I said, let's do chemo care bags. And so same thing every month. I posted on my social media, and everything got fulfilled. And I'm like, wow, I'm in my 4th month doing this, still giving. So, awesome. Yeah. So ended up doing 100 chemo care bags with blankets, beanies, with aloe vera, with lotion, socks, everything they need during treatment, journals, coloring pencils, things to keep them occupied when they're, getting their treatment. Yeah. And then I had the kids who helped me pack those bags, went to the, the center, the cancer center, and we passed out, to patients who were receiving chemo. And the joy that someone received a bag, someone thought of them, when they're going through their, tough treatment, it just, it was priceless, and these kids got to see what their, their kindness, their gesture, do for these people who are going through these treatment. Yeah. So, by that was like 4th month in. And then my friend, Teresa from she was with the Arthritis Foundation at that time still. She said, Jeanine, I think you're onto something. I think you need to form a nonprofit. I'm like, I don't know anything about nonprofit, Yeah. I love it. And I'm teaching, my daughter about, kindness and giving. And she said, no,
Yeah.
I really think you have something here that, that parents and kids can relate to. And so she helped me form my nonprofit, my status 501c3. And we are basically a group of, I think, 12 girls. We're all volunteer based. You know, we raise money, and everything we raise, it goes back to our missions. So, you know, these girls have been so supportive of me. I mean, honestly, I know nothing about the nonprofit world, and kind of together we kind of navigated, you know, fundraising to, you know, getting a warehouse to store our products and stuff. So, you know, so I found myself running a nonprofit full time with no knowledge. So, but yeah, so each month we literally, and our mission is to inspire our youth to, you know, be kind and compassionate to everyone, you know, especially those in need. And we've done so many different types of missions, and, you know, from, you know, our chemo bags to camp bags. Back to school is one of our biggest projects. You know, we do backpacks, and we do kind bags with, you know, school supplies. So that's our biggest project each year. But yeah, I mean, I get to watch these kids, you know, write wonderful, beautiful, kind notes, and, you know, I get to see them, you know, witness, you know, what their words and what their action, you know, means to people, you know, and and that's why I'm still doing this, because, you know, these kids still want to do it.
That's amazing. There's so many things that you said are so wonderful. I love that it started as just like this small thing that you were doing with your daughter, and it grew into something I'm sure you couldn't have imagined when you started.
Literally, it just, I found myself like, you know, like kind of almost spinning, you know, because it was just, everything was so new, and, you know, you know, you don't really know. Fundraising was, oh my gosh, that was crazy. The first year we did a gala, I had no idea. It's like planning a wedding. So,
oh my gosh.
It's literally, I broke out into shingles because I was so stressed.
No.
But, you know, everything turned out great afterwards, and, you know, we had great support from the community. But, you know, I'm unknown, you know, territory about fundraising. So, but it's all good. You know, everything usually works out, and, you know, you get, you know, little obstacles here and there, but, you know, we managed to get through them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Aside from like learning how to run a nonprofit, what do you think is like the biggest thing that you've learned over the past 5 years of this project?
The more I do this, I realize there's so many people who want to help, but they just don't know how. So, you know, Operation Be Kind, we give them that platform to, you know, jump in and physically do something, you know, write some notes, pack some bags, help at, you know, our homeless event or a special needs event, or, you know, we do projects in the hospital for kids, you know, who are going through treatments. So, you know, we give them that platform to help, and, you know, it's something that they can do with their kids. So, yeah, there are a lot of great people out there.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, like through our podcast too, like you, we had no idea what we were doing at first and kind of just stumbled into it, but the people you meet along the way and your support team, you mentioned you have a team of girls that volunteer their time, like I think that makes such a difference too.
I call them my kind squad.
Oh, I love it. You guys have like t-shirts, or you need like merch that says Kind Squad?
I need to, right? I need to put
Kind
Squad on there for them. But yeah,
that's so awesome.
Each year goes by, I have more people who want to help, and, you know, even during the pandemic, you know, you would think I'd slow down, but I didn't. I was actually even busier during the pandemic. You know, we did a lot of, we donated a lot of masks and gloves and, you know, stuff to the first responder, people at the hospital. So, you know, we were quite busy in the pandemic too.
I bet. Especially like, I feel like so many people needed kindness, you know what I mean? It was such a scary, rough time. So what's coming up next for you guys? Have you done your monthly Be Kind thing yet? What's coming up in the next couple months?
Yeah, November and December is usually our busiest months. So November is usually our homeless events, our Thanksgiving homeless event. We usually give away blankets, all the winter stuff that they need, socks, beanies, gloves, additional food. And then we also do, let's see, November, our breast cancer bags. A lot of my members are breast cancer survivor. So we do that every year. October, we usually collect, everything for the breast cancer bag. And I believe they're packing it this Saturday.
Oh, cool.
And then we'll go to the breast cancer center and we'll pass it out to the patients there. December is probably one of I love December because I get to kind of cover almost a lot of things. So December 3rd, I do a fun event with children with special needs. My niece is Down syndrome, and she attended this center since she was newborn to I think like 3 or 4. So I love going back there, and we do a holiday event with them and a Halloween event with them. So we do fun stuff, we do crafts, and then they get to pick a toy. They get one of our yellow kind bags with all fun stuff, and I just love those kids there, and I love when I get to see them year after year, and you see them grow a little bit. I love hugging them. They love to hug. And so that's a fun one. And then we also do another homeless one in December. And then we have another project for children at Chalk Hospital. So we do fun holiday bags for kids who have to stay in the hospital during the month of December. And what else we have? I know I have one. Oh, we're hosting Christmas meals for the homeless on December 17th. So
so awesome.
It's a busy month.
It sounds like it for sure.
You guys give me so much hope, not only in humanity but also in social media.
Thank you. And you know what's great about my volunteers? These kids start with me sometimes in middle school. They go to high school and they want to form a chapter. So I have OBK clubs in high schools around here, and they kind of mimic what I do on a smaller scale. But my heart can't even be more proud when these kids say, Mrs. Roundtree, can I form a club at my high school? I was like, that's my mission, to get you guys to, after you finish with me, to go into your life and continue to carry that within you, and I've had some of the original volunteers. They're in college now.
Oh my gosh.
And they have forgotten about me, and they reach out to me every now and then. Oh, Miss Roundtree, I want to do this. I said, yes. So, it makes me so proud. They're like my children. They'll carry it with you, in their heart. So
it's so special.
So special. How can our listeners get involved and support you guys?
We have, our social media, Facebook and Instagram. Usually I post our events on there. This past month, it's been kind of like a blur to me. So I haven't been able to post much on there. With the fundraiser, and my mom just passed away.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She is my queen of kindness, and I learned everything from her, you guys. She beat the neighborhood grandmothers, like if you needed clothes, you needed food, she would come and bring it to you. And I hope to continue to make her proud and carry on her legacy and feed the neighborhood grandmas and check in on them and see what they need. That's I hope to continue keep her legacy alive through the work I do.
It's incredible. I'm sure she's
I promise things will be back up December.
No worries, we will keep an eye out for that.
And obviously we have our website, operationbecome.org. You could go on there if you wanted to, learn more about what we do. If you want to make donation, it's all on there. And, most of the time each month I ask for in-kind donation, goods that we need. And then whatever I don't fulfill, we obviously, dip into our funds and, buy what we need to complete those kind bags.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
We'd like to give a huge thank you to Anna Walt's Landscape Contracting for their support of Courageously Kind.
Anna Waltz is a family-owned landscape contracting company in Berks County that has served Pennsylvania for over 35 years.
If you're ready to get your landscaping project started, visit annawaltlandscape.com or call 610-916-7070.
Anna Waltz Landscape Contracting, beautifying Pennsylvania 1 yard at a time.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, feel free to share it with your friends, your family, or anyone you think might like it too.
And if you want to support the show, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really does help. Or check out our merch store at courageouslykind.org. Take good care, and we'll see you back here real soon.